Hello, ladies and gents. Thomas Rusbe is our author. Wow, how serious. Someone asked me, wow, how do you get inspired? How do you maintain your inspiration, through all these projects and writing every day? And so, yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. Inspiration, a writer and their inspiration. And of course, I could speak for myself. Sure, early on, years ago, I was inspired to write very much because it was so new, so fresh, so like a new adventure. And there was inspiration. There was that excitement. As years go on, I think that has turned into kind of a method. And it's not meant to be boring. It's just, you try to find your flow. You try to find a rhythm, which I think is so crucial in writing. And that means every day, or 5 days out of the week, 6 days out of the week. I write in the mornings. That's when my mind is fresh. I used to be able to write in afternoon or after work. I would go when I was younger. I think I would have, even though I wasn't aware of it at the time, but as I got more into the how should I say, the world of this, the vibe, the energy of this, it became so intrinsic in my life. I figured out that morning time, after I wake, I go to a cafe. I have my spots in the city, and they have to have the right, I think in some ways it's not like if I'm in a very busy cafe with people just blare, I can't do it. Sometimes I can wear my headphones, put on beautiful rain, sounds and stuff like that once in a while, but I don't do that all the time. I kind of like the natural sounds. If they're not overwhelming, if it's kind of a chill environment, I'm okay. That's kind of like my office. At home, I have a tough time writing. Can I? Sure. But I think at home, I'm just a little too comfortable. It's almost like I'm going to the office to work. And so inspiration for me no longer really exists. I mean, sure, there are moments where, I write a word or a line or that day's, I don't know, let's say a page worth or 3/4 of a page. I don't know. I don't really give myself limits like that. I think if I have any limits, it's probably, and it's handwritten at first. So I think if I do a full handwritten or 1 to 1.5, 2 pages handwritten, that's a full time, that's a good day for me. That's a really good day. And so I like that, but there's no inspiration. It's like going to work. It's going to clock in, and it's not meant to be drab. It's not a drab thing whatsoever, but inspiration really is, takes a different shape and form as I am, getting more, as the days pass, as the years pass, as I'm writing, it becomes more about other things, really just kind of not having highs and lows, managing expectations, trying to really be free in my writing, as free as I can be, even though it needs architecture. There are choices to be made, syntactical, grammatical, metaphorical, you name it, right? There are always choices. And I think for me, kind of this sense of letting go, of not overthinking things, even though your mind is at work, right? But not in a way where it's like, oh God, I need inspiration. And no, I'm rarely at that place. And I don't like to overthink things. It will come out. It will come out as it should. And now I'm better at catching things if if I veer off the path. And before, years ago, I would veer off, and I'm like, oh shoot, I really veered off. I couldn't, handle it. I couldn't control. So it's an interesting mix of letting go and control as a writer. So inspiration is really about technique now. It's about craftsmanship, architecture, the doing of it. Just sometimes, like all writers, I'm not immune to this, but I get up and I go to work. And if I can find every day of the week, that's great. Sometimes I think I do need a break from it, like a day or two, but I like to go as much as I can they say strike while the iron is hot. I remember Faulkner saying something like, don't let the story go cold. I understand totally what that means. It's hard to pick back up if you let it go for too long. You have that scent. You're on, that hound dog, you're smelling and it's strong. And then if you kind of lose that scent and it goes further away from you. So that's what I mean. I think that's for me, the inspiration is just in the doing. And it's not like, oh God, I need to get inspired to find the next line. And I'm not mocking those who maybe poetry, maybe in small ways I am. I'm not aware of it. If I'm out about and I see something or notice a person or something happened or an image, like an image of the sky or the hills or something just that catches my attention, maybe that's inspiration. And it's not like as a younger man, I would be like, oh man, I would be very, immersed in the inspiration of that. Whereas now, years later, it's become something else. So while those of you who are inspired, wonderful, I think my inspiration comes from the doing of it, just finding the rhythm and flow of it, the building of some, work, putting it together, shaping it, and putting it out into the world, hopefully. And that's what I think of it as, inspiration in writing. Thank you.